Here we'll take a look at configuring checkout requirements. This group of settings allows you to apply various configurations of rules which will prevent your end users from proceeding to checkout under various scenarios. If any of the rules are not met when a user tries to check out, they will not be able to do so. We'll start off by navigating to our checkout settings. And then within here, there's a checkout requirements section that we can go in and configure. Now, the checkout requirements screen is split into numerous different sections. And in these, you can create rules for a number of different scenarios. Each of these sections has a title, it has a brief description of its functionality, and it has an Add New Item button where you can create one or more rules within that section. So available sections consist of shipping fees, product tags, product groups, order subtotal, order quantity, order line total, order line quantity, checkout attribute, and category. So as an example, we're going to focus on order quantity. We'll create a basic rule and see this in action on the front end basket screen. So we're going to go ahead and find that section and click Add New Item. Now the requirements will be slightly different depending on the section you choose, but we do need to enter this required information. In this case, it's just a threshold above and below. So looking at the description, it will check the order quantity across all order lines if the value is above or below the threshold. So basically, I could say something like, I'm going to disallow or allow checkout if the threshold is above 0 and below 10, for example. So now checkout will be disallowed if we are between those values. And go ahead and click on Save. Your new rule will then be created. Multiple rules can be created if required, both in the same section, so order quantity in this case, or within different sections. I'm going to navigate to the top of the screen and just make sure you click Save to confirm those new rules you've created. Now, before we leave this page, one last thing to note is this section here, which is a debug mode. So we've implemented a debug mode for the checkout requirements. This allows you to use your browser's console to review how any applied rules are being enacted on the basket. And we'll see this in action later. And this is a great way to test whether you've input all your rules as you expected to do so. So I'm going to make sure debug mode is on, and then make sure you save it. I'm now going to navigate to my front end of my storefront. So I'm just going to go ahead and add an item to my basket. And you can see that that rule has already come into play. So because I only have a quantity of 1, it's come up with an error message there saying that checkout is restricted if the total order quantity is in the range 0 to 10. So I'm not allowed to check out now. If I click on the checkout button, it will return me to basket. So we can use debugging mode if it's enabled to check which of our rules are being triggered. Now, please note these functions may differ slightly between browsers. I'm using Google Chrome during the creation of this guide. So if we right click anywhere on our browser and go for Inspect Page and go over to our console. And for Google Chrome, that is just a tab at the top of the screen. Within this console, you'll see written records detailing if any specified rule is preventing checkout, along with any details of the requirements of these rules. So for example, we can see here that we can't pass checkout because, and then the rule details.